Echo, echo, testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
Of course, I can hear you, and we're live.
Oh, great. Hey, Dislike Bomb here. And you are,
Nobody, just an absolute nobody.
yeah, just an absolute nobody who's black.
Yeah, of course. So my name is not really important, so obviously I don't need to introduce myself.
Right, you're just a black slave, of course.
Yeah, with my white slave master, which is obviously you.
Yeah, anyway, so we're gonna talk about Alita Battle Angel, the, you know, uh, newest film by, what was his name again? Director?
The director is Robert Rodriguez. He made movies such as Grindhouse, Sin City, El Mariachi, Desperado, Spy Kids. And it was also produced by James Cameron, the guy who made Terminator and Aliens.
Oh man, wait, did you say Spy Kids?
Yeah. Basically, Robert Rodriguez made Spy Kids.
And
Besides,
Machete?
yes, he did.
And he made Alita.
Yeah, he directed it.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, like he he can make all these adult movies, but like with those kids movies, is like it's also kind of cringy though.
I mean, it's like that one, like, it's just so like, I mean, the Dinkster is here or whatever that kind of joke it was. Someone ring the Dinkster.
Right. It's just so funny too. It's also like James Cameron, like his movies are also pretty good too. Like Terminator was pretty awesome. The second one was even better than the first one. Aliens is actually considered to be better than the first Alien movie. He also did Titanic and also Avatar. Like it's kind of funny because when I went to see Avatar, it was like a humongous line. Like everybody wanted to see that movie so badly back in 2009.
Yeah, I remember saying that. Like, it was like, I think it was pretty good for what it was.
It was okay. Like it kind of hyped up the idea of 3D, and ever since like that movie, it's like everybody wanted to cash in on 3D though.
I mean, I preferred Avatar when it was the Last Airbender, but then the live action Last Airbender was terrible.
Because of M. Light Shyamalan, right?
Shamalanga Ding Dong, whatever nonsense that was.
It was just so bad. Like it's kind of funny because in the beginning he was known for making these really good horror movies,
What a
but then
twist!
yeah, like it was the Sixth Sense. There was also The Village. He also did Lady in the Water too. That was pretty interesting.
Lady in the Water. I'd never seen that one. Was that one?
Like it has you know the guy Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, I remember him. He was like also in like Spider Man or something like
He
the
was
movie.
also like that blue guy in My Big Fat Liar.
That was him when he
Yeah,
had
that was
hair.
it. Yeah, that was him.
Oh my god!
It was. So yeah, it has Paul Giamatti as
I'm blue. No, no, not sad blue. Blue, blue.
yeah,
Wonderful blue.
he plays like the guy. He sees the mermaid in the swimming pool and just tries to help her out in that movie.
Like what, like Aquaman?
I guess.
That's what happened to Aquaman. Like in Aquaman, like this dude, like Aquaman's dad sees this like half human, half fish woman, and he brings her inside his house. He eats his goldfish.
I'm not surprised about that.
But I mean, that's basically what happens. So, I mean, it's kind of like that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, basically.
All right. So we got like some good talent right here. We got guy who made Terminator, guy who made Spy Kids. Great combo. Aliens, right? Something.
Yeah, Aliens and Terminator and also Titanic and Avatar. Yeah.
So we already got people who are good at making like very good movies already by default, and we got like Rosa Salazar, who she's just a genuinely a very nice person, very
Have you
kind.
heard about her prior to this movie? Because I haven't.
No, but I've watched her
Uh,
interviews. She's very down to earth and humble about what she's done. Really,
it's kind of funny because that down earth personality also transitioned well for the movie because she also plays a character who's just so down to earth.
yeah. Like she was saying, how like she was saying how she just really appreciates and respects her dad, and like the directors who really they said that they empowered her and that they've really helped her out in life because of this. And she was just saying how that this character Alita, it's good for females who want representation, but more importantly, it's like relatable to everyone. Like it's not just relatable to women, it's relatable to guys as well.
Right, like when I saw that scene where she starts to eat the orange for the first time in the chocolate bar, I was like, oh my god, this is so cute. This is like the cutest thing I've probably seen.
It's like you took an anime character and put it on the big screen for real this time.
Yeah, because like usually these anime adaptations are just terrible. Like
I've
it
seen plenty of bad anime movies.
was like, of course, Dragon Ball Evolution is so bad, and it's
Don't even
also
think about Dragon Ball Evolution. Dragon Ball Evolution is like, oh my god, I don't even know if I would want to because I start talking about Dragon Ball Evolution, that would be an hour by itself.
and of course we also saw the movie Death Note, the American adaptation of it.
I don't even know if that's better or worse. I mean, I think that it's maybe like better, but like on like a small amount, like maybe like 1% better, but only because I care more about Dragon Ball than Death Note.
It's kind of funny because like Death Note in the American version for the movie for Netflix, it was actually way gorier than the show.
Yeah, like that's actually kind of hilarious. It's like trying to be a horror movie, but the
Not
actual
really.
manga itself was actually the actual manga itself was more about mind games, not about graphic violence.
Right, it's the same thing for the anime too. It's like I never seen that much, if any, gore in the anime at all.
Yeah, like there was like basically none. The creepiest thing I guess was like some of the visuals with like the Shinigami and like the different types of deaths, but it was mostly just like those small instances. It was never really the big focus of let's just show a bunch of people getting impaled or getting their heads just lopped off by ladders. Nothing like that.
Oh no, no! It's also kind of funny because they turned like L into a black dude, and and of course Light into like the white guy.
That
Pretty,
was just random casting, really.
really is. Like
I
if
mean,
it
like,
would make more. It's kind of funny because like Japan made their own movies of Death Note, and they have an all Japanese cast. So
yeah, that's the thing. Like, there was actually a Japanese guy working on this too, but like, I would think that they would want to choose a Japanese person to play L.
right.
I mean, if anyone else, he definitely seemed like he was like L in this show was definitely kind of a weirdo. I got like he was like maybe mixed. He could have been like anything. I mean, if they wanted to go with anything, he should have been like I don't know some sort of mixed or something because he had some sort of thing going on where he was just strange.
Exactly. And speaking about Alita, like one thing I noticed about the thing in the movie is that the visuals are just fantastic. Like I heard like the rights for this movie was done like from, and I hear echo of my voice right now. Sorry.
What's going on like with your audio?
Yeah, it's like basically like there's an echo of my voice right now. I hear it from your end of your computer.
Echo, echo.
Okay, let me talk right now. Oh wait, it's just an echo from my voice. It's from your computer of my voice.
Cause gotta
So you
deal with
might
that.
you yeah, hold on. Like there's a pause, like there's a mute button on the top when I talk, so you can press the mute button for a mute microphone on the top to kind of reduce that every time I talk. Okay, that's way better. But anyway, one thing I noticed about like the visuals for Alita, it's just how good it looks. Like, I remember hearing that, James Cameron, he
Hello.
basically
You couldn't hear me when I pushed the mute button.
I didn't press the mute
No,
anyway,
I mean,
but
like when I press mute, I can't like speak and you can't hear me. Like, watch. If I press mute right now,
that's so random. Yeah, I know. I know, I can't hear you right now, but, like, I can hear my echo in the background. But anyway,
See,
let's keep
you couldn't hear me when I'm saying that.
right.
Oh man,
And
that's
like you have to keep playing with the button, like you have to keep pressing it out over and out every time. But anyway,
see, we're all good now.
oh.
This is
No,
all good.
no, 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 no.
We're all
No,
fixed. See, we're all good. Everything
okay,
is fine now.
of course. But what do you think about the visuals of Alita?
Okay. So I never really read the manga, right? You haven't read the manga either. You watched the show, I think, the anime.
I only heard about the anime, but I never read the manga.
Okay, so like, I like how it looked in the movie, but how does it compare like to what you saw before?
In comparison to what I seen, at least briefly, I think it looks kind of similar to what I saw from the anime.
I
Like
mean,
really close.
I like it. Like it looked like visually stunning. I think very beautiful.
Yeah, I remember like I think James Cameron he gotten the rights to it like a many years ago, but like the project was on hiatus for many years before he actually made it.
Yeah, well, I think that they did a really good job on the effects on the surroundings and just the how the city works. Basically, at least the few bits that we saw, like there's still plenty of story to be told here about like what's going on in that other location. Like,
Right. The funny thing about it is that Robert Rodriguez is actually known for doing a lot of stuff himself. Like in this movie, he is actually the only director. But usually for his other movies, he's like the director, the producer, the cameraman, the guy who does the special effects. Sometimes he's nicknamed like the one man crew for when he does his movies. Like most of them, it's like he's most of the crew for a lot of them.
interesting.
But I guess they couldn't afford it because it's a much more bigger budget. Like a lot of the movies he shot prior to Alita
Yeah,
was
this one
actually.
costs a lot of money. It's been struggling to get enough money back. That's kind of a thing.
I think it like wasn't it like 100 million for it to be made?
I have to verify that, but probably around there. And it's been trying like really hard with everyone just like going to see it. Like there's a big, the leader challenge, everyone's just been trying to go see it. Some people in my comment section said that they went to see it like 10 or more times. It's incredible. And it's reached like 400 million last time I checked.
Yeah, like basically the future of the franchise for the American adaptation, I guess, relies heavily on people just wanting to see it because basically not only was it competing against these other blockbusters like Captain Marvel, but it had also been competing with other movies. Like there was this, of course, one movie I saw, Us, and there were like a lot of people to see the movie Us because supposedly is a scarier movie, but when I saw that movie, it was not scary to me
Oh yeah, you made a review on your
at all.
channel,
It
didn't
was
you?
like
Like you thought it was just worse than I mean the Get Out.
Get Out. Yeah, it's actually worse than Get Out in my opinion. Like even like there's some moments in Us where supposed to be funny, but then like there's other moments that are just unintentionally funny. Cause there was like this one scene, right? When they finally meet the doppelgangers, they have like this voice. It's supposed to be scary, like, "Hi, I'm your doppelganger. I'm going to get rid of you." And it's like, are you serious? Why would you sound like that?
So like basically Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Kind of like Return of the Living Dead, like send more doctors.
Yeah. The funny thing is, like, Returning the Living Dead was actually advertised as a horror comedy. This one's not really advertised as a funny thing. So when I
I mean,
first
I
heard
got I admit
that,
the trailers are pretty creepy.
yeah, like the trailers are creepy, but like the actual movie is not that creepy. It's like
Yeah.
it's like the trailers are actually better than the movie. It's kind of sad.
All right, let's get back a little bit on topic, just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like, one of the characters, of course, is the person that finds Alita in the freaking garbage bin place,
It
whatever.
wasn't really a garbage bin. It was like a waste dump.
Waste dump.
Yeah,
Okay.
like that was a nice scene. I thought, just it's just you kind of like see through like the doctor's perspective, Doctor Ito. Like he's just going around looking for stuff, looking for parts, and you just see her down there. It's like you see potential. You see that kind of like the idea of a doctor is like that they see the good in people or try to bring it out of people.
Oh yeah, and what's so funny about this is that the character for the Doctor is actually played by a famous not German, Austrian actor. His name is Christoph Waltz. Like Christoph Waltz, he played like movies like Quentin Tarantino's *Inglorious Bastards* is one famous example. And like another example of his work is a movie Jingle Unchained, where he basically is like that guy who actually helps Jingle out from the slave masters.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I had not seen that one. We've got to watch it sometime.
it is also directed by Quentin Tarantino.
Cool.
So basically, he seems to be an established actor, and he does a good job at portraying his characters.
Nice. Yeah, you can tell he really he like when he was like first appeared, like he was just we just saw him as the doctor, the nice regular guy. But then we found out he's like actually like a really cool like freaking assassin too. Like he's like a hunter killer. That's really cool. And he's like the same way, but it's like a different dimension to him as well. Like he has like that whole I want to help people and then like I want to get revenge aspect. That's really nice.
It's like some sort of conflict of interest. Like it's like one hand I want to help you, I just want
Yeah,
to
because of
also
what
get rid
happened
of
to
you
his
too.
daughter now. Yeah, his daughter who was actually.
Right.
Oh wait, should I put spoiler in the title actually?
Well, you could probably do it later once we're done.
But like, yeah, his daughter was named Alita, and that was really touching.
Right. And his guy, I guess he also was really shy of showing Alita the real world because he didn't want her to get, I guess, influenced by it.
Yeah, but like his daughter who was actually in a wheelchair, like, oh man, that was just he was just treating one of his patients, like a regular doctor would, and then one of those guys goes berserk and just kills her. Now that's just gruesome. Yeah. And it
Yeah,
kind of I can see why he would end up going and like becoming one of those hunter killers.
right. Which is kind of funny because when he was facing against that one middle guy, then Alita starts to remembers her past and starts to regain her powers to defeat those monsters.
Yeah, like some guy. What was his name again? I don't even
I
remember.
forgot. It's like some really hunky metal half human guy.
But like I know what he looked like. That dude. Oh man, he was. I like how he kept coming back. Like he was recurring. That was really cool.
Yeah, like the first fight she had with him, of course, she kicks his butt. But then the second fight, he basically kicked her butt.
All right, so let's see. Let's see. There's a lot of motion capture in this. You could tell, like, it did a really good job of like making everyone, especially Alita, like she was clearly like a cyborg. Well, I mean, we'll get technical. Like, would it be an android actually, or like android? Is android half human, half robot, or is it like,
Uh,
or is it cyborg?
well, let me look up the definition of an android really quickly. And once you go to Google and you find the definition of android, it's basically a robot with a human appearance. So that's by definition android, yeah.
So what is she? I mean, like, this like a human brain? Is that what she had or something?
Apparently, like in the movie, it said that she had like a human heart,
Yeah,
and
but
and
wait,
also
you
the
said a human
brain.
heart?
Yeah, I think a heart and a brain.
But she opened her heart and it was like robotic.
Wait a second. Hold
Remember,
on.
like she went to like the Hugo, and she was like, "I'll give you my heart, literally." and it was like totally mechanical. I mean, if that was her,
Okay, yeah. I think it might have been my mistake.
because
Yeah,
if that was
I guess I
her
got a little
heart,
rusty on that little detail.
that would have just
But yeah, I
been.
think it was like her her heart. Not yeah, her brain, excuse me.
All right, let's just talk about like the rest of the characters. Let's see. We went over Dr. Ito a bit. Let's see. Oh yeah, I like his dynamic with Alita too, like how he's like protective but with good purpose, and how you know it's actually like a little bit of portion out of this film is just about how the two of them they go from being just creator and createe to like legitimate father daughter relationship going.
Okay, should we talk about the love interest too?
Oh, yeah, I was gonna get to that. I was just everyone hates Hugo, you know?
I mean, I think he's okay. I mean, I've seen worse.
I mean,
I
you should like see like the comments online. Like almost everyone hates Hugo. Like they're like, why did he like become the love interest? Why do people like him? Like, why did she fall so deeply? Like everyone hates him and thinks that he was useless. Yeah, like almost everyone I've seen hates him. I mean, I don't really like the character either too much, but I don't really hate him either. He's just kind of
right.
there.
It's like so basically his background is that he tries to gather the bolts and stuff from these robots by just
Yeah, he works for this guy.
yeah.
We're gonna catch like let's just cover each character like one at a time, really. But like Hugo is like he's just kind of like we when we first meet him, he's just there to introduce Alita to the world. That's all he does. He's just there, and I mean, I can kind of almost get why she likes him from the beginning because he saves her life. At least that's kind of how like if this was a regular Disney movie, he really would have just been like a regular hero. He just came out of nowhere and just saved her. But then like she came out and just saved the dog. It was like, yeah, that was yeah, like if it was like if she wasn't for the whole cyborg aspect, then like he would have really legitimately saved her. That's a good first impression, I think.
It's also funny because like she actually saved him twice, and the second time, of course, he really did die. The first time, he just
Yeah, let's just break order. But anyway,
yeah.
so yeah, he first we just see him. He's just just a generic dude, just introduced, and he's there teaching her about like some of the land and stuff about his dream, apparently going to the other place. Oh yeah, and then we learned that he has this other part of him where he's just like okay with just destroying cyborgs, giving away their parts to people. That was just a turn out left field, but I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, like the whole change of personality. I guess maybe she changed him in a way that I guess he didn't think of before,
Yeah,
and
I mean, like,
started to develop feelings, and of course feel like he's in love.
yeah, it's kind of like she basically made him into not a racist. Kind of like how hanging out with you made me sure that I'm not a racist by hanging out with you, kind of.
Right. It's like, oh, I actually care about robots now.
Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, like I kissed a robot and now I'm robosexual, which means I can't hate robots anymore.
Robosexual.
Okay, well, what do you prefer, like toaster sexual? Is that better? Like Lando Calrissian now and pansexual? I mean, what do you want to call it?
Well,
Techno toaster
I don't
pan?
signal banging.
Like it was weird. Like it's like it's kind of like like that movie with like Shape of Water,
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's like pure bestiality.
Screwing Nemo. Like
Screwing Screwing Mimo. That's a good one.
I mean,
Oh my fuck.
I mean, like okay, so I've seen a lot of weird romances, but I can say that that this one's probably the least weird because like at least she looks like a human.
uh, oh man, I have to get back to shape. Okay, so stop laughing,
You know,
Tyler.
at least
Okay,
at
so
least she
anyway,
looks like a human. So it's like I can like at least with for that one, like I see they have chemistry. I think you know. I mean, like they have something. I mean, it was kind of like you know. I think that they weren't really strong. I mean, like they known each other maybe like I don't know how long they were together, but she was already like, let's run away together. That was kind of fast, you know.
right, right. But man, just oh my god. So I think honestly, he's not the worst character I've seen for a love interest. Though, as for, I mean, he probably like the best of the genre, one of the best. But like, usually love interests are not like that interesting anyway. Like,
I mean, I think it's just like more of a well personality. I think maybe
I
just like
think, I think usually like in terms of personality, like movies tend to have like, of course, better villains than heroes or better love interests.
I don't know. The villain in this one I think was probably one of the weaker elements in this one.
Yeah,
I mean, the
like
villain here was kind of just there, really. He was kind of not really the star. He was just kind of there for me. The villain.
right. It's like, oh, just try to attack Alita and that's it. And then also he also got like this I think scientist or doctor, whatever it was she
I
was.
remember. Okay, there's this woman. Her name is Chirin. She was
Yeah.
remember like that was like Alita, like the human Alita's mother and Doctor Ido's wife before they had a divorce, and they
Right.
were trying to like return to like a place. I think it was called Salem or something.
Was that that reference to that spaceship thing?
Uh, maybe, but like, I
Yeah.
think that's what they call the place like the place that's like above them. That's where Alita originally came from, apparently.
Yeah, okay. I think that's referred to that space thing that they wanted to see in the movie.
You kept,
I think
well,
so.
like so, like I think that you know.
Yeah.
So there was just something apparently where she was working for this guy Vector, just like how, like that one guy Hugo. We're working for Vector, and like they're doing immoral things, but like Alita brings out the good in them. That's pretty nice.
Right, and also it's kind of interesting how she slowly regains her memory through these fights. Like before, she had no idea. Like saying, "Oh my God, apples and I mean not apples, but oranges and chocolate taste so good. I want to play like racing and stuff." It's like, "Oh no, you can't go racing because that's too dangerous." It's like it's slow, it's gradual, but it's also really fun to see how she just transitioned to a stronger character.
Yeah, but yeah, about Sheeran, like yeah, apparently, just like you know, it took seeing Alita's humanity that really just brought her back to like the whole part where like you know like how both like Ito was trying to help people like it reminded her that she was trying to help people too originally before she became more selfish and devious.
Right. And also, one thing I find really interesting. Let's see, we talked about Alita, we talked about the love interest, we talked about the
Dr.
villain.
Ito and Sheeran.
Right,
Yeah. Also, she had like this weird diamond on her forehead. What was the diamond thing again?
the diamond.
Yeah, there's a diamond on her forehead.
I can't remember right now.
Okay, well, whatever that was, we'll get back to that. But like, okay, so like, let's talk about Vector now. Like, he was just that, like the black guy, or whatever, who was it, like the main antagonist, who was being controlled by Edward Norton, by the way.
Honestly, he's like the least intimidating villain I've ever seen.
I mean, he kind of reminds me of like L, basically, because like both of them are just kind of weird dudes who just don't really do much. But then we find out that at least he had like a reason, you know. Like I'm talking about like the Netflix L. Like Netflix L was just kind of weird and emotional, but this guy, you know, he was just kind of like having these like anxiety attacks or something. And I was like, okay, he's a villain, but he's kind of sensitive. It seemed like, but it's like it makes sense. Like he was being controlled basically, so it makes sense to me now.
Honestly, like I would want to see more of like the Edward Norton villain as the actual villain for this movie than that villain we had.
Yeah,
At
at least
least
that guy seemed more interesting. At least it got to be better from here.
it has to be like that whole tease at the end just makes me want to have sequels to see just how bad he is.
Yeah, like after I wasn't really sure at first, but it was like that was the perfect segue for like another movie. It's like you
Exactly. It's
want to
like
see like what happens. Like, okay, now she has a goal and she lost her honey, so now she wants to go up there and like get revenge.
right.
And then and we like a lead after everything happened. She was just really like trying to do the right thing the entire movie, and this guy's just being so mean. And it's like you really feel like you have a connection with the character. So when she's like upset because what this guy just did to Hugo basically and tried to just kill him, and how she's just wrecked almost everyone else in the movie, like cheering and everything, it's like you really want to see her just go back and kick his ass basically.
Right. And also, one thing that's pretty funny about this whole movie, like there's this one scene where basically she goes into a bar and just talks smack. Then one of the
Oh, you
villains
mean
just
Japan,
kills like a
basically.
dog. Yeah, he kills a dog, and then
Oh wait, no,
after like,
that was the brute. That was the brute, like the big brute guy that she like has to keep fighting. But I'm like the Pan was the other guy with the sword, like that really cool like sword. I wanted one of those.
right,
Like he had that sword, and like Elise just stole that from him. That was awesome.
right.
The funny thing about that sword actually was that like in the manga, she had that from the get go apparently, or like well not the get go, but like that's like it's like in all the big art I see like of the manga, she has that sword, and it's like I like how the movie actually added that backstory where we said she got the sword from this guy Japan. That was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Japan, like in the manga, from what I read, that dude goes totally insane, even more than we would do in the movie.
Obviously,
I mean, like
because the Japanese.
like Todd, like you should like see the stuff like in the manga. Like I read some of that stuff. Like he goes totally like messed up and ugh. Yeah.
right,
But like okay, like you're talking like that bald guy, right?
right.
Yeah, he killed a dog. He literally killed a dog.
Like, how dare you kill my dog? I'm gonna get back to you.
I mean, I've seen people like I've heard the trope called kick the dog, but they literally went and just like killed the dog right
Yeah.
there.
I mean, it was implied off screen. It didn't show it on screen, but it's like,
I
why did
always saw like the posters with all the blood on her face, like or her putting like I thought it was like maybe like warrior paint on her face. I didn't
right?
think it was actually dog blood. Oh man, that's kind of morbid. Like
Oh, don't kill man's best
yeah,
friend.
like I mean, jeez, you can tell he's evil because of that. Yeah, that's see,
He just
it,
kills
it was okay when
dogs.
he was killing humans, but when he killed the dog, that's when it was too far.
That's too far.
Yeah,
Don't kill your
you can kill a
dog.
bunch of humans and cyborgs, but if you kill the dog, no, that's evil.
Oh my goodness! Like that was just too funny for me.
I mean, it's kind of like it's funny, but also like that is still mean. I do like though how that like that dog owner did come back to like help Alita though, because like he had principles.
You can't kill the dog.
Yeah, because that dude like he was only in the movie for a couple of minutes. He was only in the movie for a couple of minutes, but he left a good impression. He was just like, care about dogs. I may be a hunter killer, but I still care about pets. They're man's best friend.
I mean, like, it's even still like most of these movies I watch, the pets end up being like the sidekick. Like, there's Mulan, where the horse is like the sidekick and the dragon is, and then of
And
course,
also the fly or no cricket actually.
and also the freaking Pocahontas. Like Pocahontas, when we watched it with you, was actually, huh, like more racist than I realized. Really,
Savages, barely
especially
human.
the human.
It is the result of constantly.
Oh
Oh,
man, that was actually I can't believe I actually watched that when I was little.
oh,
That flew over my head when I was watching that when I was a kid.
oh man. Maybe people should watch that nowadays to learn about how people should like work together without discriminating against each other.
Right. So it was of course the raccoon and that
Uh,
bird.
and that dog.
Yeah.
And the
And then
talking tree.
And of course, the road to El Dorado has, of course, the horse again.
Oh
Something with
yeah,
the
that,
horse.
let's see and also like they had those weird like I think armadillo things that just kind of go into a ball.
Yeah, so basically, one thing I learned about movies is that you never mess with a person's pet.
Yeah,
Ever.
he set it up for the entire movie, and then he just kills it off all suddenly. And he like I mean like that was just cruel. Like he's like, yeah, I'm so evil. I'm gonna kill a dog. I'm not even provoked. I'm gonna just kill it just to kill it.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
yeah. That guy is horrible. That guy is literally Hitler.
Oh, oh man. Literally Hitler. You know what else is literally Hitler?
The president? Just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Oh man, when people hear that, they're gonna be so mad at me. But that's I'm not. I'm just joking. I'm really joking. That's
Of
people
course.
though. Like
Of
people
course, I
though. Like
know.
they literally think that the president is Hitler.
Just the lovely world of politics and confusion behind it. Just
Yeah, I don't care what people believe politically, but man, like the teachers, like these college professors, they're all like, "Oh, he literally is a fascist. He literally is Hitler." That's what they say.
man, like if you just tell the stories of your teachers, like man, it'll probably get tons of views on your channel.
Maybe, maybe. Oh man,
But getting back to Alita, so what do you think about the possibility of sequels? Do you think it's possible, not possible?
they definitely have potential for sequels. I mentioned in a previous video that I wanted to see like this become like the next Harry Potter, right? But there's this thing, where this movie had like very bad marketing. I mean, it was less money for marketing, which I guess is good for like the budget of the movie, but it had terrible weeks, before the challenge. Like it wasn't making too much until the Alita challenge.
It's kind of strange because prior to you telling me about it, I never heard about it.
Exactly, so they had terrible marketing. Instead, we heard about every other Disney movie. We heard about the freaking Aladdin movie first.
This is kind of funny because since Fox is now part of Disney, they could have done as much marketing as the other regular Disney movies.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. But I didn't even see like the trailer of Alita on YouTube. I didn't even see that much. Yeah, that's how bad it was. I saw the freaking Venom trailer. I saw the Spider-Verse trailer. I saw even Dark Phoenix trailer. I did not see Alita trailer. What the heck?
I don't think I've seen the trailer online too.
Like they did this on purpose. They just made it like just a movie, but they weren't gonna make any money. And you know what else? Almost every single media outlet out there was just trashing the movie before it came out, saying how, oh, this movie just is never gonna make money. It's terrible, and the lead character is too sexy, apparently.
Yeah, it's funny because on Rotten Tomatoes during this whole entire
That's
controversy,
Rotten Tomatoes.
so basically they tried to delete people who did not have any interest to see the movie, and once the reviews started to come out, they also started deleting reviews of the
You're talking about
movie.
Captain Marvel, man.
There's also for oh wait, that was for Captain Marvel, not Lita.
Yeah, you think
Oh
you're
my,
gonna? How could you confuse Captain Marvel with Alita?
oh my goodness.
They should say Captain America this time.
Hey, I got something wrong, but pronounced the name right this time. Damn, I got so confused though. But like, screw Rotten Tomatoes still. At any
Yeah,
case.
F Rotten Tomatoes. And you know what? The people want like they want to like get rid of their accounts, right?
Right.
But like when people tried to remove their accounts, like it wouldn't let them.
Huh.
Yeah, like if you sign up for Rotten Tomatoes, they won't let you like remove your account because like they want to keep your traffic. Apparently, they want to force you to pay with their advertisements or whatever.
That's kind of like with the Funimation thing. Like, I heard that if you try to cancel your subscription to Funimation, it'll be really hard to do that too.
Yeah, I understand why everyone wants to like leave because of the kick Vic bullcrap.
Right.
and they still have not even like given any like sort of good reasoning behind that anyway.
Honestly, like it just if a person want to leave a service, they should leave a service, not go through a lot of hurdles to do so.
Yeah, exactly. Jeez.
But getting back to the controversy with Alita and how
Yeah, like like this is why I titled this stream "Whatever You Want" because we keep talking about different things besides Alita.
right, but like she was too sexy, and apparently on Rotten Tomatoes, the user reviews are actually higher compared to like the critics reviews.
Yeah, those critics, man. Like, I don't know. Like, it must be some sort of like bias or whatever. Like, they probably were looking for some sort of like thing. Like, I think all these critics I've seen, they don't really care too much about like certain story based things anymore. Like, they care more about themes and like agendas behind movies rather than the movies themselves. It's like I guess they get paid, right? They get paid to like watch a bunch of movies, but then they get like desensitized. Like they watch enough movies and they're just like they want something special, something different.
Yeah,
So like
I remember in the past, like these movie critics were actually taken seriously because there were people like Roger Ebert, I believe, who started to review movies, and of course they gave them like more objective critiques compared to like we have today.
I mean these are the same critics who gave Ghostbusters like freaking 90%.
Wow.
I mean, so yeah, I there's clearly some sort of media bias. It's just like they're tired of whatever, or they don't want to get labeled. If they give a bad review to certain things, but can give it to other things. Like I don't trust any sort of like I trust the audience more than I can do critics because of this. And I know the audiences can like troll and lie. I know that, but at least they don't have any sort of real bias.
Right, like when you ask somebody what they honestly think about a movie, they are honest, whereas somebody who is like a person who supposedly studied film for many years try to use it through an ideological lens compared to a regular person.
Yeah, it's like I know that some people probably they you know
Mm.
they they, they want to support movies because they want to like representation or something, but you want to judge a movie equally, you got to look at it like equally, you got to judge it by the same sort of standards you judge like any other movie.
The thing about this whole representation thing, like I don't really care if it's like people of different backgrounds or genders or sexualities. I just what's matters to me the most when I watch a movie is the writing, the acting, the production values, like if it's good, if it's not good. Those things matter to me more than just like race and these other things.
Yes, genitalia basically.
Yeah. Like people,
Genitalia and race.
I literally hear people say, "Well, like without representation, I would be like really, really not aspired to be a filmmaker and stuff." Like, come on, like I watched like we both watched like shows like Dragon Ball Z that have mostly Asian cast, and guess what? We're not crying about this kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's very funny, because if the world we lived in was the one that they believe in, right, I wouldn't watch shows like freaking I wouldn't watch stuff from like let's see, what did I watch? Like I watched stuff like freaking Kim Possible before, and I watched stuff like let's see, what was it like?
You also watched what was it? That's a Raven,
Yeah, like I watched that like not.
and then the
Yeah, I watched that sort of.
and it was also Zach and Cody
Yeah,
too.
I watched like a lot of different Disney Channel shows, like Corey in the House. I remember watching that one too.
Right.
Yeah, like it's really funny thinking that that I have a problem with people's races and sexes when I'm watching a show. But I don't feel like defending myself either because like these people they rather just like throw insults at each other. They rather just spend their time putting comments about how like that the fact that you left a comment here means that you want to go back to like the 90s or that like you just hate women or something that you're involuntary celibate or whatever. Like I don't get how that's supposed to be like insulting anyway. Yeah, have you got one of those comments yet, Tyler?
I know I've never been called like an incel,
Yeah,
right?
like it's called like incel. I don't get how that's an insult. I mean, I think that that if anything, people should be praised. Actually, that they're not adding to the problem of teenage pregnancy. But okay,
I didn't really think it was an insult, but okay.
I mean, I guess that they think that that you aren't like getting laid, so you hate women. I mean, wouldn't it be like the opposite? That I would think that that you love women and that's why you want to like have love with them. That's what I would think. I mean, like, not everyone's like a MGTOW.
Right, right. And it's like so strange. Like, how could that be an insult?
And
But
then how to
anyway,
watch out. Like, if you said something
yes.
bad, like that you hate Kill Bill, that means you're an incel because you didn't like one movie.
It's kind of funny because I think Kill Bill is actually a pretty
Oh,
good
well, Tyler,
movie
like
too.
that's how it works now. Like the logic is, you don't like this one movie, it means you hate all women. That's how it works now.
Oh man, let's see. What was one movie I did not like that actually have a woman as a lead? Huh. I'm
I mean,
trying
that's
to
the thing,
think
like
about that.
every single movie, like it's always like the same freaking list. I made a video. Remember, I showed you that video where it was like I put all these ones like Alien with freaking Ripley. I mean, like I did the Terminator. Like I did like Leia from Star Wars. Man, like Edge of Tomorrow, Kill Bill, like Wonder Woman. Like there's just so many of these movies, and they want to say like, oh, you didn't like this one. That means that you have this kind of issue. What the heck? That makes so much.
Hmm. It's kind of strange because I'm trying to think in my head, what is the movie I've seen that has a woman lead that I did not like? That's a good
Yeah, it's
question.
like and remember Mulan. Actually, remember we watched that one
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah, we hate women. Yeah, because we watched Mulan. It was one of the best Disney movies I've ever seen.
yeah, it's so funny because I remember seeing that in the theater too when I was a kid.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely. I bought like a freaking my cousin Frozen. Yeah, I hate women. That's how it works.
Oh, why did you have to buy her that though? Like that was just. I don't want to hear that
I
song.
like the song. I really like the song in the movie, like Let It Go. That is hilarious. I love that song actually.
I can't stand it after hearing it so long.
Those parody songs were gold, man. Like those
I
parodies.
think the parody songs are better than the actual songs.
You're cutting off, man.
I said like the parody songs are better than the actual songs.
Oh yeah.
But oh my goodness. But yeah, for the sequels, I just hope that they actually expand on the universe that was set for the first movie, and that they could probably do it somewhere like I don't know Netflix to probably produce it because obviously it seems as though it's a certain dedicated audience and not a large audience that appreciates it.
Well, I kind of have to wonder, Tyler. Do you think that the people who were like propping up Captain Marvel were trying intentionally to downplay Alita?
Maybe.
I'm just kind of wondering because like every single media source out there is going about how if you made a video or said something about Captain Marvel, you're a hater, troll, like man, baby, whatever. But then the same ones are saying how Alita can't even break even. Apparently, that's what they're saying, and how it can't get a sequel. It's impossible.
I mean, wouldn't she ever be too sexy anyway, according to their logic?
Yeah, I don't even understand that complaint either because I mean, it's never like it was never like really emphasized in any way that she was like sexy. I mean, the thing about her, I mean, she looked like a regular person to me, and I mean, the only thing that was kind of weird was her eyes. That was kind of,
Yeah,
but you know what?
like her
That was it.
eye. I think her eyes actually tell a million stories.
You like look into those deep eyes, and you're like, oh yeah, hey baby.
Oh my goodness. It's the same thing
I
like
can see through your
when
soul.
like it's the same thing with Puss in Boots. Like he just stares at you with those eyes. It's like,
Yeah, maybe those
oh
cat eyes are too sexy for them to handle.
yeah.
Maybe that's it. Like you look into those anime eyes, and it's like, oh yeah, we're doing this. Yeah.
apparently apparently it got to like this YouTuber like Sean Dawson. Apparently he said, "Oh, I did not do that catch."
What?
Yeah, apparently that was like on like Twitter, I think.
Sean Dawson, like he hates cats or something?
I think he was saying something like, "I did not screw my catch."
What? This screw his cat. Why would he? I guess he said he wanted some puss.
Ah.
This is not really YouTube friendly, is it?
Demonetized. This is not going to be advertised at all.
But I don't make that. I don't make money off of this anyway. I do this for fun.
Right. Do you want to conclude this, or you want to continue to talk about this?
Well, how long have we been going for?
I think an hour now.
Really? Like it hasn't even felt like it feels like maybe like 20 minutes.
Oh no, no, I kept challenge. Like it was like 12 o'clock before. Now it's 1 o'clock.
Oh, okay. Do you want to plug your channel?
Sure. My channel is Tylerpreston20, and my social media accounts, of course, on Facebook, minds.com, and Twitter is also Tylerpreston20.
Oh yes, he wants Patreon money because he's a homeless, desperate guy.
Yeah, the homeless desperate guy who definitely didn't live with somebody else.
Yes, he needs to get paid because like he is totally like broke and he needs to get whipped because he's a slave.
Yeah, slave master, whip me, baby.
You're making it weird now.
Yep.
All right, well, this is my podcast for Alita and other random crap. See ya. Bye.